Russian ambassador to the UN Vasily Nebenzia stormed out of a UN Security Council meeting after fellow representatives denounced Putin's aggression in Ukraine. The Russian representative to the United Nations marched out of a UN Security Council meeting after the group attempted to address Vladimir Putin's control over vital food supplies across Ukraine. European Council President Charles Michel suggested Russia was using food as a stealth missile against global nations by restricting the transfer of food supplies through Ukrainian ports. Vasily Nebenzia stormed out of the Security Council meeting as the blame for the international food crisis was planted firmly on the Kremlin. As the Russian representative rushed from the meeting, Mr. Michel said, "You may leave the room, maybe it's easier not to listen to the truth, dear ambassador." Addressing the Russian ambassador directly, Mr. Michel said, "The Kremlin is using food supplies as a stealth missile against developing countries. The dramatic consequences of Russia's war are spilling over across the globe. This is driving up food prices, pushing people into poverty, and destabilizing entire regions. Russia is solely responsible for this looming food crisis, Russia alone." Mr. Michel confirmed he had personally witnessed millions of tons of grain and wheat trapped within Ukraine as Russian forces blocked transport from Odessa. The president of the European Council blamed Russian warships in the Black Sea alongside Putin's attacks on transport infrastructure for creating a strain on international food supplies. Mr. Michel described the statements of the Kremlin regime as lies and disinformation as Russian authorities deny responsibility for the global food shortage. He added, "It is Russia's tanks, bombs, and mines that are preventing Ukraine from planting and harvesting." The European Council president continued, "The Kremlin is also targeting grain storage and stealing grain in Ukraine while shifting the blame on others." The president of the European Council suggested Putin had deliberately targeted Ukrainian food storage and transport facilities in order to choke the global food supply. As Mr. Michel continued his tirade against Russian aggression in Ukraine, Mr. Nebenzia stormed out of the Security Council meeting amid accusations the ambassador was leaving to avoid the truth. Alongside his accusations of interference with the global food supply, Mr. Michel also addressed concerns surrounding sexual crimes committed by Russian troops in Ukraine. Following the meeting, Mr. Nebenzia told Reuters he left the meeting because of the lies that Charles Michel came here to distribute. A UN report on the meeting said Mr. Nebenzia criticized Ukraine and Western members of the Council for ratcheting up accusations leveled without evidence.